Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. Man, it's been a crazy day. It's actually been a crazy couple of weeks ever since Christmas. And it's funny because I literally got off the phone a while ago and girl says, look, I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore, or don't even know what day it is anymore. I said, yeah, I understand, but it's Monday. So that's where we're at. And as y'all can see, man, I am kind of dirty today. I have been about 54 feet up under a townhouse out on the lake. Got a call a few weeks ago about the house was rising in the middle, foundation problems, and the foundation. Well, I kind of moved it around a little bit. You can come in here and help me if you want to. I got to thinking it was in the center because that way I wasn't looking off all the time. So we got a call a couple of weeks ago, the foundation problems. So we go out, we do a sewer test. And guys, if you have not seen my videos about sewer water tests, go watch them. And I tell you this because I had one of those heartbreaking calls earlier. I went on, go out on a call. The lady says, look, we've lived here about a year and we've already had plumbers come out multiple times and unstop things. And we know we've got breaks under the house. And I always ask, did your real estate agent recommend a sewer water test to you? And of course she said no. And when I explained it to her, she just looked at me. She said, why wouldn't they tell me about that? So if you're a real estate agent or if you're a plumber that works with real estate agents, do you present that to your customer? And as a plumber, I present that to Chris W. How are you? Good to have you here. Man, I love it. Where are you at, Chris? But we get people that contact us all the time and say, hey, look, we're having plumbing problems, and it looks like sewer problems, it looks like water problems, it looks like whatever it is. That'll work. I can live with that. Sorry about that, guys. We're we're constantly trying to get better. Sometimes it's even right in the middle of a video. But no, Will came in here and got everything set up. I moved things around. No, you did good. Thank you so much. So I go to this house earlier, and I asked her. I'm like, well, did your real estate agent even tell you about a sewer water test? And she said, no. Doesn't the home inspector do that? And here in Texas, the home inspector does not test the sewer. They don't test the water lines for leaks. They may look at the meter and say, hey, the meter's not spinning, but that's kind of the way it is. And I'm probably going to end up sitting down a little bit. I've been crawling around under a house. And man, my hips are sore. I'm getting old. So, Chris, got Jim Brandon here. Hello. Brandon Gamble. They don't tell them about Quest Pipe either. Yeah, boy, and that's the truth. And that's one thing too, polybutylene. It's kind of hard to tell a real estate agent or a home inspector, hey, if the house was built during this certain time, it may be something you want to look at. But man, a sewer test is pretty easy. And a sewer water test, even if you've got cleanouts and there's a shutoff valve at the house or even at the meter. I prefer there to be one at the house, but we've done it with both. And the thing is, I've seen it multiple times, and these people have been in this house for a year, and they're like, look, we just want to move. We just want to get out. The problem is they know they're going to lose money because there's sewer issues. And I think that by sitting and talking with her and explaining things and telling her what her options were, I think it really surprised her that she at least had options. Told her that we wanted to help and to do what we could. But, I go back to, guys, if you're a real estate agent or you're a plumber that works with a real estate agent, man, educate your people. If you're a plumber, educate the real estate agents and explain to them, hey, look, this is why this is important. Some of y'all know me or have heard me talk about it before, but one of the first things that we ran into after we started our company, we went over to West Richardson. A buddy of mine had called and said, hey, look, I got friends that think they're getting ripped off by a plumbing company. So I go over there and I look at the video, and sure enough, the pipe's gone. It's eaten up. It's not good. And that they told me, they said, "What do we do?" I said, "Well, you're going to end up having to replace your sewer." And this is the sewer under the house. And she said, the other plumbing company said it's going to be about $60,000. I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "That's cheaper than I can do it for." I marked it off, measured it. I knew what the footage was. And I just told her, I was like, "That's cheaper than I can do it for." And it really surprised her, but I was being honest. And at the end of the day, it literally, it gets down to, before you buy a house, you have a home inspector come out. Why not go ahead and have a plumber come out, do a sewer test, do a water test, and let you know, is there an issue? Is there something? If a home inspector comes out and he says, "Hey, you need more insulation," or "Hey, this light bulb doesn't work," or "Hey, this wall switch doesn't work," guys, those are problems that can be addressed pretty easy. Uh, when a plumber comes out and says, "Hey, your sewer system is not holding water under the house," it can be very, very expensive. So I'm gonna put my glass on so I can read a little bit better here. Hey, Roger, love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Brandon Gamble, they don't tell them about Quest Pipe. Exactly. Chris, local 447 in Sacramento, California. Man, that's fantastic. I was out in LA just the other day. Actually, I was out in Burbank. What's good, Roger? Man, I'm good. I mean, just telling you, I am. I've been told, so I understand. Chris W. Sorry you had to crawl today, brother. It's what we do. You're not old, you're ancient. Let me tell you what, brother. I feel old today. I feel old and ancient. If you weren't in here in the beginning, been crawling up under about 54 feet up under a house today. I had to go and finish up, make a couple more repairs. My guys have been out there a couple of times already, but guys, and we ended up really repiping this whole house. But we found multiple leaks, and it's what needed to be done. Guitar 1301, welcome back. Any good real estate agent would recommend sewer water test or a camera inspection. I think in the 18 years you've been in the field, probably have done about a handful of times. And I tell you what, we do quite a bit of them. And we literally probably do 2 or 3 a day every single day. And the reason is, though, we teach real estate agents the validity of it. Why is this important? But also I've got homeowners or buyers that jump in, and they see my videos, and then they call me and they're like, "Look, I want you to come do a sewer water test." So I love it. But then again, we really don't work with real estate agents. It's a great way to grow your business. Yes, it can. Absolutely. Christopher Salas, hello. Mike Hadfield, how are you? Good evening. Got Miss Christina Smallhorn in the house. Good to have you back in here. Mr. Neil, the Urban Explorer, is in the house. Things are getting real. Okay, Super J, you had just got done repiping a whole house and yard line. Absolutely. Good for you, man. Brendan Gamble, we do a lot of smoke tests. One of the local fire department. It's funny. I did this just the other day. Told a lady, she said that they were going to do a smoke test. She had called me from out of state. I said, make sure they call the fire department. And she said, why? And I explained to her, and she's like, that's kind of scary. And it's like, look, it's not scary if you do it right. But most real estate agents, most homeowners don't understand all the things that we have to do to make sure that we do things right. So it's a big deal. Neil, good to have you here, brother. I hope you had a great weekend. Jason Smith, good to have you back in here. How are you? There you go. Yeah, Neil's in here for an hour and a half, then he goes live. So guys, if you don't know Christina Smallhorn, if you don't know the Urban Explorer, check them out. I know Will Rosebrock was in here earlier too. If you're not, following these people, let me tell you what, they do some great things. Christina and Neil especially, go over and subscribe to their channels. They are really, really good at what they do. And man, just great people. That's what's neat about them. Actually, I got to hang out with both of them in LA back in October the last time I was there. So pretty cool. Super J, yes. Marco Aquino. Hey, how you doing? Marcos right here in Coachella Valley. Like watching your show. You learned a lot from me. Man, I appreciate that. I was actually out in Burbank and went from Burbank to Anaheim last week on Thursday and Friday. Actually, we flew into Burbank on Wednesday. Had a great business meeting on Thursday, trying to check into the possibility of teaming up with a big company there. Got Paul Peck Drywall Tube is in the house. Man, I'm telling you, got some great people in it. That's another one, guys. If you have not checked out Neil, Christina, Paul, if you have not checked them out, guys, go over and subscribe to their channel. Look at what they do. And if you're here to learn about plumbing, that's great. You can learn things from these other people that, I mean, Paul Peck does drywall tube, Christina Smallhorn, real estate, small houses, the real estate whisper. She's greatness. Down in Louisiana. You got to love that. The urban explorer, Neil, man, where are you parking your van today, Neil? Talking about traveling around in a van, doing cool things. So, man, check these people out. Let me see. Big B, my videos are such a great help. Man, thank you so much. But anyway, we flew out last Wednesday, went to Burbank, had a great meeting Thursday. Actually had a really good dinner Wednesday evening. But then Thursday night, and look, I love my wife and her amazing attitude. She Googles, places to eat in Burbank. And there's a restaurant out there called the Castaway or Castaway. And Neil, Paul, Christina, if y'all are at Vid Summit next year, man, I'm wanting to take a group out to Castaway. It was phenomenal. And it's not too terribly far away. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not close, but it's over in Burbank, so it's doable. This place is phenomenal. The views overlooking LA. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. So anyway, and besides that, it was amazing. The food was good. Actually, the food was great. The service was fantastic. Man, I can't tell y'all how good it was. It was fantastic. So anyway, Vlada S, big overseas fan. Thank you so much. Where are you from? Great tips, inspiration. Keep doing the awesome work. I'll tell you what, and here's what's funny. And people are like, look, do something different all the time. And we love it. Will is always telling me, hey, look, you need to up your game a little bit, do something better. Which I love it because the house that I went to today with the sewer leak, I asked her if she had ever seen any of my YouTube videos. She said no, but she was curious about the sewer water test. So I told her, I said, pull out your phone. Do you have YouTube? And she said yes. So she picks up YouTube. I said, look, just hit search. So hit the magnifying glass and put in plumbing. My channel was the very first thing to come up. And then when you scroll down, I had 10 or 12 of the top 20 videos. So, man, what we're doing is working. Thank you so much. We're loving this. But earlier, under the house, I'm telling y'all, guys, I was 54 feet up under a house. I had 2 videographers and an apprentice with me. So special thanks out to Grayson and Will and Aaron. Now we got some good video footage today. I hope that it comes out good. You never know what you're going to get when you're 54 feet up under a house shooting with a Canon and iPhone and gimbals and microphones getting bumped around and things like that. But I tell you what, we had fun and we were trying to do y'all some good stuff. So let me see. Super J, LA is overrated, too much money. Sorry, California peeps. Live in Glendale for 5 years, right next to Burbank. Man, I'll tell you what, you're right. It wasn't cheap. Oh my God, it's beautiful out there. I love driving the sports cars through the mountains, like over to Malibu and up and down the PCH. But I will tell you what, I drove from downtown LA to San Diego one day, and it was about an hour and a half. Drove from San Diego back up along the PCH. It was like a 5-hour drive. Friggin' ridiculous. From Serbia. Vlada, pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being here. I sure do appreciate it. Plumbing Expos for 2020. Super J, it's really funny. I am going to be in Vegas January the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd for KBiz, the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. It is fantastic. I actually spoke there a couple of years ago with American Standard. And this year, man, I'm getting out. I get to work with a group of high school students, get to take them out, show them around on the floor to different areas, different booths to meet some people. And it's funny, me being a plumber, I love it. I'm really excited about it. That's a great one. I'm actually going to speak actually, I've got to fly to Phoenix Friday. Smart film entrepreneur has asked me to come out to interview me and video a TV show. So we're looking forward to that. There's not a lot of big plumbing expos that I go to. I've got, I don't know, I hadn't seen Big John in here. He goes to, I think it's Workbench Con. So, man, there's a lot of them going on. I'm having fun. I love life and getting out and going to the social media is what's really helping me a lot. But, man, there are some good expos out there. And I'll tell you what, there is another one. PHCC's annual summit, I believe, is in September. And it's here in Dallas, Texas. And they've asked me to speak at it. So, man, looking really forward to that one. That will be a good one because I've been to the PHCC summit. I believe it was up in Wisconsin the last time I went. Phenomenal. I mean, you want to talk about a big group, a lot of plumbers, a lot of HVAC techs. I love the apprentice competition. So, man, it was really, really cool. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Tonight you're in Fort William, Scotland. Man, that is fantastic. Guys, if you have not seen the Urban Explorer, Neil, Paul Peck, Christina Smallhorn, go subscribe to these people's channels. Great video content, great people, and what they're doing is just phenomenal. Paul Peck will be there next year. You got to love it. Okay. Barney Films 85. How are you? Good to have you back in here. So Barney Film 85 says, hi, guys. A delayed Happy New Year's to you all. I love it. Your year is starting out good as you ordered a rigid K3800 and a General Speed Router 92. Man, you are doing good, brother. I like it. Hope you all get a good start too. Thank you so much. Mike Hadfield. Hey, Vlada. I said his name wrong a while ago. Vlada. Okay, Vlada. Got an extra A in there. We are good though. Vlada, glad to see you're not the only one who stays up this late. You're in Germany. Man, I am glad to have y'all here. Serbia and Germany. Fantastic. I love it, guys. Michael Weldon, howdy. Just moved from an apprentice to a technician on your own truck. How do you deal with customers who expect to get something for nothing? They don't. So where did you go, or what city or state are you in? How do you go from an apprentice to a technician? And I mean, I know how you do it. But what city or state are you in? How long did it take from the time you started to get to the technician where you're in your own truck? I love that. Michael, thanks for getting in and saying hi. See, and you saw it too. Thanks, Mike. John Kramer, who manufactures shower with imprint SA on it. Shower. Man, that's a tough one. John, where are you located at? I'll tell you what, there's a faucet supply place here in Dallas called Teeters. Man, Teeters is really good about having people that can answer questions. If you call them, they've got a number that you can text. If you'll take a picture of the logo or the valve or anything like that, send them anything you can. Man, they're very good. They got about 843,000 years of experience down there. And these guys, man, they can normally find it. I think there's only been one time that I've sent anything down there that they had no idea. but we pulled some measurements and we were able to change out. It was a whole shower valve. So Teeters in Dallas, good place. Chris W., how dangerous is the trench work? One of your fears is collapsing trenches. You sure you're being a sissy? No, you know what, Chris? Man, all plumbers, look, that is something that is worth thinking about. It's worth making sure you're being safe about. I cannot tell you how many plumbers die in Texas every year from trenches caving in. Now, the one thing that I will say is I have professional dig crews dig my holes. They're about 3 foot wide, about 3 foot deep. I mean, there's literally room to get in and go past each other, turn around in there. Don't get me wrong, when you're as old and big as me, getting in there and turning around is not always easy to do, but there is room to do it. But I have a professional dig crew because I want it safe. Now, also, the hole that we were in today had 2 access points, one in the garage, one out back under a deck. So getting through there, man, it can be done. But I'll tell you what, my knees hurt, my back hurts, my shoulders hurt, my elbows hurt. Man, my hurts. I mean, it's literally that bad. So, but man, we made it through. I got over and got to make the last 2 tie-ins today. The customer is extremely happy because she now has plumbing. She has her master bathroom. So I love it. Standard American. So Paul Peck, that may be before American Standard because I do remember that. Yeah, and that's another good thing is how old is it? The SA, is it a very old fixture or not? That, and Paul, you may be right. God, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's good. How to unclog Delta shower valve. Okay, Frank, I'll tell you what, and I fought 2 of those Deltas here lately. Once you pull the cartridge out, if it's the cartridge type, and is it a 1400 series? What is it? We pulled one out the other day and you could reach in. I mean, literally, I was reaching in with my finger down inside the water port where the cartridge plugs into. And I mean, I was pulling crud out. So what I ended up doing, I took a wire brush, cleaned those 2 ports out, but then took sandpaper and sanded very lightly. And I did a wet sand on it. That way I didn't get it eat up the brass any, but I sanded it out to get all the calcium and magnesium out. Made a huge difference. I mean, that is one, just a retainer nut on that. I kid you not. And I think we've got the video about the second one I did almost in the same week. It was like 3 days later. And I say almost the same week. One was Friday, one was Monday. But we ran into a problem. That first one, I literally had to use a pipe wrench to get that retainer nut loose. And man, I've never seen one like that. It was crazy. Frank James, 1700 series cartridge. Okay, I've done the 14, not the 17. And I say not 17. I hadn't done a video on the 17. One thing I'd say that, and it's a good thing about having an apprentice with you, is you can always, sorry, trying to tighten this up a little bit. You can always have the apprentice crack the water on at the meter while you're standing there with a towel. That way it lets the water come through it. And I have flushed them out like that before to get sediment, crud, all kinds of things. John Kramer's in Florida must be nice. Christina Smallhorn, thanks for the shout out. No, thank you. You'll be at Vid Summit. No way you'll miss it. Hope to hang with you more. Absolutely. And you know what, Christina? What part of Louisiana are you in? Because my wife loves going. Well, we love going down. We love going to Lafayette and eating at Prejean's. Love going to New Orleans. This year now. We just changed over. In September, we plan on going down to Baton Rouge to watch the Longhorns beat LSU. That's going to be so good to see LSU come in as the defending national champions and the Longhorns go down and beat them. I love it. And Christina, don't get mad at me. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Let me see. John's on vacation. You got to love it. Thanks, Roger and Paul. You're welcome, sir. Frank, replace the valve. There you go. Stephen Shelton, sometimes that's what they need to do, brother. Barney Film 85. Made myself a shelving unit for the work van. Good for you. You have ideas for more shelves. Are we going to see how your vans are set up sometime? You know what? I got to tell you, my vans aren't perfect. I've got 4 different vans, but that was part of my meeting going to California. I tell you what, I'm always looking at ways to improve my system. And, I get people that hire me as a coach, as a consultant, as a mentor, whatever. I've got people that I hire. I've got coaches, I've got consultants, I've got people that I study, and I love the fact that in this great trade, there's people that you can go out and look at their stuff and say, "Hey, I want to learn how to do this." They'll either show you or point you in the right direction, and it's a great world that we live in. So I love the fact that we can all help each other. All right, Frank James, 1700, built in 2006, so that's not very old. Crawl space and then a leave. Super J, I'm ready for the leave. A leave, hydrocodone. It doesn't matter to me. My back is killing me. My shoulders. Oh my God. I don't want to complain today, but man, I'm getting old. I'll just leave it at that. All right. Need a 7-inch spout diverter stuck. I get it. Super J, you have the tool for the Moen PosiTemp cartridge. Send me an email. I will send a picture. Yeah, and you know what? You can actually, Super J, you can go in and just Google that. Moen cartridge remover. Man, that is a great tool. And they make about 3 different ones. I had an old, almost like a black aluminum or something, maybe a black stainless steel. I've had a cheaper aluminum one. I've had the plastic one. I've had all kinds of things. But I tell you what, man, if you got a Moen cartridge and it's stuck, that daggum tool is worth having. Juliet Miranda is in the house. Happy Monday. This is the first Monday of the year. So I'm sure that we're going to have a bourbon soaked live tonight at 7:00 Central Time, I believe. Miss Juliet Miranda, it's great to have you here. I need to get in touch with you and David. I sent apparently your buddy's no longer there because that email address didn't work. And I think I went back and checked to make sure that I did it right. Anyway, just look, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I am still trying. Christina, outside Baton Rouge. Fantasy. Go Tigers. I will see you next year. Paul saying hello to Juliet. Yes, indeed. Yes, we will cross paths. All right. So, Juliet, you're headed to New Orleans in August. Julie and I are headed down there, I believe, in September. Yeah, it's man, we have so much fun down there. All right. Hello. We have another contact you'll send me. Juliet, thank you so much. Guys, I'm telling y'all what. And I don't know if it's the slight southern draw or what, but Juliet, I do. I love listening to your podcast. Love watching your videos on YouTube, your vlog. And I'm telling you, you're good at what you do. I love a woman that is that smart about bourbon. And man, very good. David's a lucky guy. Paul Peck, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Man, I appreciate that, Paul. Got 21 people in here and only 6 thumbs up. See, that tells me right there I'm doing something wrong. Stephen Shelton, Big Allen wrench, will remove them on cartridge. And yeah, but man, I tell you what, that one that stuck in there, I don't know where you're putting the Allen wrench, but I've literally gone in, I've stuck screws in it and tried to pull. The cartridge tool is fantastic. I love it. But I've even had one that wouldn't pull out, and we were able to pull that center brass stem out. And I've got about a 3/4 inch drill bit. And I mean, I want you to know, I drilled right down through the middle of all that plastic. Then I took a hacksaw blade and reached up in there and started scoring the plastic. And I mean, I pulled that thing out in pieces. It took me about 3 hours, but I do not give up. And the neat thing is right after I did that, man, I felt inside of it. It felt like the coarsest sandpaper I've ever felt. So again, like I said earlier on the Delta cartridge, we literally got an open mesh sandcloth, got it wet, and just reached in there and sanded that down. And man, once we did that, everything was perfect. So, what are y'all doing for your new year? And I say that because, man, we have got some great people in here. Uh, with Neil, with Paul, with Christina, with Juliet. So my thing is, number one, what are y'all doing for your YouTube channels? What are you doing for your social media? But if you're just here to learn, or you like plumbing, or you like the fact that I've got some great friends here to hang out with, what are you doing for your new year? What are you doing for your business? And I ask because we've decided that we are going to start doing better videos, and that means going out in the field more. Even though I'm old, going out in the field more, getting up under houses, showing hands on. Here's what we're doing, and I love it because, and I love plumbing, and with me trying to work on a lot of different things. And man, there's so many different things coming that I can't even tell y'all about yet. Working on some amazing sponsorship opportunities, working on some amazing collaboration opportunities. Matter of fact, Paul, we need to talk about that. And just the opportunities that we have these days are amazing. We can reach out. I mean, look at this. I've got people from around the world in here. And whenever we go to Vid Summit and different things like that, any social media marketing event, and whether it's social media or plumbing, we have the opportunity to build relationships around the world. And it's really neat because I've got a lot of people from Australia that follow me here too and communicate with me all the time. And I'm telling you, man, the world that we're in is amazing because we can build fantastic. All right, let me see. Sell them a water softener. There you go. Jim Brandt, I feel you. Spent 7 days under an apartment building, took twice as long to recover. It does. And the closer I get to 60, the harder it is. I'm just gonna throw that out there. German 93, learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Christina Smallhorn, a big 3-year goal, Roger. I'd love to chat with you about it. Christina, I would love to. I made my 3-year goal too. Probably about the same time you did. I think that was week 1. So you know what I'm talking about. I know that there's a lot of things that I want to do and that I'm working on, and also realize that I get pulled so many different directions. And again, that was part of my trip out to Burbank is, I'm trying to improve not just my social media, not just the networking that we do, but also improve the plumbing company. And I've got plumbers that want to come here and go to work. I love that. But I'm trying to create things to make it amazing. And that's what I've been working on. So I do. I get really, really excited about it. Let me see. Super J, working more and party less. Need to get your social media better. Your reviews are great on Google. You know what, Super J, that is a great way to look at it. If your reviews are great, man, I am proud of you. And here's why I say that. I literally had somebody come up to me at a conference, and they came up and they said, "Man, look, I've seen your YouTube channel. I've gone to your website. I've checked out your Google My Business and all that." He says, "I want to know how you make the bad reviews go away." I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well," he says, "Look, I don't know how you do it because I look through your reviews. You don't have any bad reviews. How do you make them go away?" I said, "Well, you don't make them go away." He said, "Well, then how do you get rid of them?" I said, "Well, I don't get rid of them. I just don't get them." And he said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, I don't get bad reviews. We really try very hard. And don't get me wrong, guys. I've had them. I've got them every now and then. Uh, I can almost point out who and why, but it doesn't happen very often. Thank God, and knock on wood. But my thing is, it just blew his mind that there was not just a way to get rid of them. He's like, "Look, I don't know what you're doing, but I want to do what you're doing. I want to make the bad reviews go away." And whenever I told him that we just didn't get them, he didn't get that. He says, I don't understand how you don't get bad reviews. Man, a lot to learn. So Super J, good for you. I think that is fantastic. All right, let me see. Carson Hutchins, you need help with whether you should go union or non-union for electrical. Everybody's telling me to go union, but you're leaning more towards non. You know what, Carson? I tell you what, I've got a mini course, and you could actually, man, if you're not sure which way you're going, go take my mini course. It's about plumbing, but just pull out the word plumber and put in the word electrician. I talk about residential and commercial. I talk about new construction and service. I talk about union and non-union. And the good thing about me, the good thing about listening to me talk about it, I've done it all. So I can pretty much tell you the goods and the bads all the way through. And it's one of those things that, you know what? Right now, you may not have enough information. Hopefully, after watching it's called Plumbing School is Open, you watch that free mini starter course. And really, that's what I try to tell people is what kind of plumber do you want to be? And to me, that's what it's all about is trying to help them. So, and check that out. If you got any questions, reach out to me. Let me know. Townsend Moore, how are you? Just got off, replaced a hose bib and some cleanouts today. Fantastic. So Townsend, you're working residential service now, isn't that right? Uh Stephen Shelton, got to learn. How are you? It's a great channel. It is. He's done service oriented videos. Service is your bread and butter. Worst case scenario most of the time. And you know what, Stephen, it is. And guys, there's some good plumbing channels out here. Uh, they've been doing it a whole lot longer than me. I literally just got started just over a year and a half ago. And I mean, things are going good. We're at just over 21,000 subscribers right now. So, man, we're growing. We're growing slow, but we're growing. Matter of fact, there's 21 people in here. If y'all will each go tell 4,000 of your closest friends, that will get me up to about 80,000, new subscribers. That'd be kind of nice. Just saying. Uh, anyway, guys, I'm not the only plumbing channel. I get it. There's some good ones out there. There's a lot of different people to learn plumbing from. And what I'll tell you this is whether you want to go to work for somebody or own your own company one day, you're going to end up working for somebody to get there. Make sure you're learning people that you can learn from. Make sure you're working with people you can learn from. It really is a big deal to learn it and learn things the right way. Paul Peck, man, you're right, brother. Oh, Nico's back in the house. Look, I thought, wait a minute, I know who that is. How are you? Good to have you here. Brennan Schulke, hello. Have you heard about Twin Home Experts? I have. And guys, look, there's a lot of people out making videos, and I think it's great. We all learn different. So, man, there's plenty of people there to learn from. Stephen Shelton, fix your first gas leak with your new Mega Press. Dude, I love my Mega Press. I love it. Stephen Shelton, hit the like button. I hope that means you did hit the like button. Guys, if you like what we're doing, number one, if you hadn't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. And everybody else to subscribe and ring the bell. I'm a little different. Subscribe and share it. Share this with somebody that you think might be able to learn something, whether it's plumbing. We talk all about plumbing, but you know what? We also talk about just the trades in general, how to get into the trades. If you know somebody you think it would benefit for them to get in the trades, they're looking for a job. Maybe they need to make $100,000 a year. Plumbing, electrical, HVAC, roofing, drywall, painting. There's a lot of good trades that you can get into and do really good, but share this video with them. That way they hear about it and maybe they can learn something and it'll help them out. I do appreciate that. All right. Hit the like button. Love it. Super J, 78, 5 stars. Brandon Cox, Omaha Journeyman Plumber here, shacking houses. There you go. And guys, look, I tell people all the time, look, I turn down so many calls a day because I need plumbers. So if you know plumbers in the Dallas area, plumbers that want to move to the Dallas area, I'm looking for really, really great residential service plumbers. And the opportunity down here is fantastic. I'm just telling you, man, we're growing, we're booming, things are doing well. And I really do appreciate doing things like this, the feedback, getting to talk to people. I love it. So thank y'all so much. Hey, Roger, if you get into the apprenticeship program through the union, how would it work if a journeyman who is with the union requested that you be his apprentice? Okay, Dritch, D-R-I-C-H. Here's the deal. If you're at the same company, that's easy to work. And I say easy, you've still got to talk to the superintendent, the foreman, whoever. You got to talk to somebody. Most union plumbers don't just get to say, hey, I want so and so to be my apprentice. Now, if he helped get you on or get you into the union and you're at the same company and things like that, man, that's a possibility. Ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, especially if it's somebody you're really wanting to learn from. If it's somebody you're not sure if you want to learn from, wait and see how it plays out. It may turn out to be good for you to learn from somebody else. All right. Stephen Sheldon, absolutely. Residential service out in Louisville. It's been a blast. 7 months in. Good for you. Townsend, I'll tell you what, man, to me, residential service, I love it. It's a great thing. Mike Hadfield, noticed as well on your website for the free class to find out what kind of plumber you want to do. What are the paid courses for? And you know what, Mike, we're still working on the paid courses, so don't just jump in and buy it and say, man, I thought there'd be 100 videos. We're putting together videos that we think people getting into the trades, getting into plumbing would want to learn. And it's all residential service. So it's how to go out to a house and change a disposal, how to use a torch, how to make a glue joint, how to cut copper, how to cut PVC. It's the basics. Then we're going to get into the moderate, the intermediate type stuff. Then we're going to get into the more advanced stuff. So our plan is to get back into this here lately. Those of y'all that are here, you've heard me say time and time and time again, I'm short plumbers. I need plumbers in here bad. So my thing is, if I can get some plumbers in here, then I can get back in the studio and make some more videos. And that's what I need to do. But I need more plumbers. So any of y'all know a plumber looking for a job, tell them you know a plumbing company looking to hire one. There you go, Paul. Put the link in there to it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Stephen, Christina, plumbers are so hard to find here. Christina, it's everywhere. And guys, look, we get these calls all the time. And when we get calls saying, look, we can't find a good plumber, or hey, we've had plumbers come out and rip us off. And guys, we get calls like this all the time. All we're trying to do is we're trying to do the right thing. And by us coming out and doing the things that we're doing, man, that's what it's about. And my thing is, I want to recruit apprentices or tradesmen that want to become a great plumber, because I think that if we train them our way, teach them what we do and how we do it, man, I think they're going to be better off. A lot of times we get these plumbers come in that they have experience other places, and after a month or two, I'm like, look, you don't need to work here. They don't do what we want done the way we want it done. Paul knows all about that. All right. Vlad, you started watching my videos a few weeks back. Seems copper pipes are the main type used in the U.S. Vlad, it was the main water supply piping system for the longest. Here lately, they're getting into PEX. So PEX, crimp fittings, Uponor, stuff like that. Vlad, tell me this. Do y'all use shark bites? Because that's something that it's becoming a little more popular over here. I don't like them. I've gone out and fixed too many leaks behind plumbers and non-plumbers that have used them, fixed too many leaks behind handymen that think they're plumbers. And it's just, I don't like them. Anyway, just let me know. You and I think it's Mike. Are y'all using shark bites where y'all are located? Christina, they only want the big jobs. It's hard to find a plumber for the small residential projects. And Christina, I love the fact that I'm a residential service company. And it's neat because I get out and network all the time. That's how I've grown my business. And I used to go to an event down at the Ritz-Carlton, and I had been going for about a year. And the host and his wife, I knew who they were, talked to them all the time. And she came up to me one day and she said, "So Roger, what kind of big jobs have you got going right now?" It's like, "Well, I don't really have any big ones going right now." And she looked at me funny. She said, "Well, I thought you were like the biggest plumber in Dallas." And I'm like, "No, I'm just a residential service company. We do stopped up toilets, drippy faucets, stuff like that." And she looked at me and she said, "Wait a minute. I thought you were like this big superstar, big job type plumber." And it's like, "No, ma'am. I used to be. And I've done some of the biggest remodel jobs in Dallas, some of the biggest ground up jobs in Dallas. But no, I'm a residential service plumber and I love it." So thank you. All right. Glad like that. Christina got Brennan Schulke. Man, if I'm saying this wrong, I'm really sorry. Steven, you want a mustache like yours? It is up to code. I mean, I'm telling you, it is. It's man. I work hard on this. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jason Smith, you were on a stoppage and you couldn't clear it. Had to cut the sheetrock. They had a twin L. Okay. Had to cut the sewer line, try and clear the stoppage. So I guess you got it done. And I tell you what, man, some stoppages will kill you. It's not always as easy as people think. So it's crazy. As well as two tall plumbers is, yeah, we have tall plumbers, we have short plumbers, we have big plumbers, we have little plumbers. There are, and the world's full of them. And it doesn't matter whether it's service, new construction, what it is, it's easy. They're there. So absolutely. Construction material, copper. And part it is, but I'll tell you what, I've climbed under leaks that have coppers, that have that have copper and has pinhole leaks and things like that. So I mean, I've seen it all. But then again, I've also gone in and found PEX that has holes in it too. Now, mainly it's joined with shark bite fittings, but guys, anything can have a leak if it's not put in properly. And some of the stuff, some of the cast iron lines that I go to, my thought process is the reason that it's leaking is there's chemicals in the ground. There's something going on that's affecting it, and man, it can lead to big problems. All right. Christopher Salas, going for your tradesman tomorrow. Thank you for your YouTube videos. So, Christopher, where are you located? Are you here in Texas or Dallas or where at? Because when I say I'm looking for plumbers, I'm looking for tradesmen. I'm looking for journeymen. I'm looking for masters. I'm looking for RMPs. I'm looking for the best plumbers because I'm trying to put a system and training plan together to help them learn to make more money. And man, at the end of the day, it's what it's about. We got into this to pay our bills. So I love it. MLO 760 commercial checking in from Dallas. How are you today? Good to have you here. Super J must have gotten tired. Change orders on big remodels. I don't get tired of them because I'm really good at documentation. So no, I've never got tired of them like that. But man, there's a lot of problems on commercial work, but then again, there's a lot of problems on residential service work. It's all there. Brennan Cox, we still use copper in houses, but CPVC and colored PEX is allowed. MLO 760, 6'3", 400 pounds, and plumb your tail off. Brother, I've seen plumbers bigger than you. I've seen plumbers smaller than you. So I get it. Stephen Shelton, CPVC is outlawed in Arkansas. Rats eat PEX when they ingest decon. Man, rats will eat anything. When they ingest decon, they're looking for water. They're looking for something. So yeah, they will. I've seen them eat the shoe on a tub drain. Blew my mind. That's the first time I'd ever seen that because all it had in it was standing water. It didn't have water pressure. But I'll tell you what, how would you like to see that rat when he does finally bite through that PEX and that water just starts spraying out like it does? That's got to be funny. Brennan Schulke, ever think about getting in mold and water damage while you're already there? And I have. I'll tell you what, I've got so many companies that I deal with that do water mitigation that you know what I don't want to fight with it. We specialize in slab leaks and leak detection. That's our number one. We specialize in it, and I think that we probably do it better than most plumbing companies in Texas. And it's because of the tools we buy. It's because of the training that we go through. And I really think I don't want to be that plumbing company that specializes in everything in the world. Now, I'm a lead AP. I do rainwater harvesting, gray water reclamation, and all that. There's not a lot of that going on. Now, the lead AP part, being called Texas Green Plumbing, we focus on water conservation every time we walk in a house. But slab leaks and leak detection are something people need every day. And there's so many plumbers out there that jack people over by not doing it or not doing it right. I've got called out on a job. A real estate agent friend of mine, we had gone out and done a sewer test and a water test. And she called back about a week later and she says, "Hey, need to talk to you about this job. You did a water test or a sewer test and said it failed." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Well, the seller's plumber went out and said it passed." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, matter of fact, he said he had gone out 3 different times and tested it and it passed." I said, "Well, number 1, if he went out 3 different times and never tested it, I would never go back." I said, "Why does he keep going back to test it just to say it passed?" I said, "Look, something's not right." So I said, "Look, I'll show up over there Monday, but I want him there." And she said, "Okay." And she arranged it. So I show up over there and I start pulling out test balls, do a test. He said, "Well, I'm just testing with the camera." I said, "Well, that's not a test." He says, "Well, what do you mean it's not a test?" I said, "Well, number 1, you can't get that camera in every inch of pipe underground, and you're liable to miss a crack and not even realize it." I said, "We're doing a water test." So we did it, and I want to put the test ball in and I want to air it up. And so he did everything, which I was fine. Sure enough, it leaked. We did it twice and it leaked. And I told the agent that hired me to represent the buyer. She said, "How did you know that it would fail?" I said, "Because we did it right." Guys, cameras don't find leaks. Cameras now, if there's a major break, and don't argue with me here because I know if there's a major break, yeah, I get it. But I can stick a test ball in a sewer line, fill it up with water, and in a few minutes tell you whether it's leaking or not. Cameras can't do that. Cameras might find a break, but they might not. But if you don't see a break and you tell people this is not leaking, man, you're not being honest with them. And that to me, that starts getting kind of scary. All right, all right. Let me see. Big Daddy Linux, welcome back. Good to have you here. And Nico, did you used to work with lead pipe before you started with PVC? You know what? I did. The very first job that I worked on, which is funny, Will, my videographer, he just left. Uh, we were actually, y'all heard me talking about Teeters a while ago. We went down by Teeters, and there's a Wells Fargo bank right across the street. And that remodel is the very first plumbing job that I worked on. So, yes, and we poured lead joints there. So, absolutely. Christopher Salas in San Antonio, fantastic, man. I love it down there. Uh, love going to Mitieras. I've actually been on TV down in San Antonio a couple of times here in the last couple of months. I've got a TV show coming up in Houston. Got one coming up in Phoenix. I got some good stuff going on. I'm having fun at this, guys. Nico, yes. What is the latest with 71K movement? Uh, I'm one of the. I'm gonna call it a founder. It's probably not the right word. Uh, but I was one of the initial people on that, and I'm still on it. Man, we're still having problems here in Texas. The governor has not filled the board seats yet. So we've got a really pretty much an empty board. The governor hadn't filled it yet. We're probably going to end up having to do another rally down in Austin. But I mean, that's what it takes. It is what it is. Let's see. Boots. In addition to Dritch's question, are apprentices thrown around from company to company or are they with one company exclusively throughout their apprenticeship? And that's a good question, because to me, it's literally up to the apprentice. And I know a lot of apprentices will say, no, no, it's not. But I tell you what, I've worked for some of the biggest mechanical contractors in the union, and I've worked for, I am the smallest one, maybe not in the union, but here in Dallas. And it doesn't matter where it's at. If I've got an apprentice that is amazing, I'm going to keep him no matter what. So go back through my videos where I talk about becoming an apprentice, becoming a good apprentice, becoming a great apprentice, or how to become an apprentice. That's what it's all about. If you're going to become an apprentice, become a great one. And if you are, they will find a way to keep you. They will find a way to train you. They will find a way to make you a good foreman, a good superintendent, a great journeyman. There's so much that they will do to make you part of the family. They want to keep you forever if you are that phenomenal apprentice. And to me, man, that's what it's all about. So great question. I appreciate that. Big Daddy, hello, Paul Peck. Absolutely. Carlos Escobedo, how is it that you get into an apprenticeship? Man, and I got videos about that. If you're wanting to get into the union, start contacting the union that's in your area. Find out if they're hiring, if they're not hiring, what's going on, what you can do. Man, I'll tell you what, from an employee's point of view, getting into the union is great. You've got a pension, you got great benefits. Man, life is wonderful. The pay's good. As an employer, me being a small company I am, man, it sucks. It kicks me in my butt all the time. You know, as an employer, a little bitty employer like me, it's hard. Matter of fact, it's daggum right impossible. Blada, sorry, late reply. You're working. No, you're never. You shark bites there. Good deal. But the other hand, you're a beginner. That's why you started watching you. Popping here is PVC in 90% of the cases. Fantastic. Thank you. You know what? MLO 760, the next meeting was supposed to be January the 7th, 8th, I believe, next Tuesday. I saw a deal that it's been rescheduled. So they've canceled that meeting. They canceled the one in October. It's just, man, it's just not good. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's just not real good. Dritch, any recommendations good when trying to get into a union apprenticeship? Absolutely. Number one, go down, start applying. Let them know that you want in. I tell people all the time, look, if you want in the union, you can get in, but you don't just go down and apply once and never go back. Go down and show them you're interested. Study the union, find out the good things about it, find out why you want to be in the union. And that's probably one of the best things, is because when you come in for your interview and you say, look, I know y'all been around for over 100 years. I like that. I know that, y'all have gone through struggles. You've done this, you've done that. If you can tell them about the union and why it interests you. And when people say, why do you want a job? Well, I want a job to make money. You know what? I want a job to better my family. I want to learn a trade, learn a profession. That way I will always be able to take good care of my family. And man, there's a lot of different things about it, but man, it is phenomenal as an employee. It is great. I got in the union in 97 after I'd been open shop for 17 years. After I did it, man, I'm still union. So that ought to tell you something there. All right. I got a couple more questions, guys. I am getting out of here early tonight, like right at 5 o'clock right at 5 o'clock. I normally try to go an hour to an hour and a half. I've actually gone up to 2. So not tonight. You know what? MLO 760, if you're a member of hashtag 71K Plum Strong, Facebook, the website, wherever, anything you can do. I love it. Video influencers in the house. I love it. Man, you want to talk about, guys, somebody else to follow right there. Video influencers has done so much for me, my social media channel, YouTube, just the knowledge that you get. Great people. Yeah, Paul Peck recognizes them too. Hello. Uh, you want to talk about people that you run into at conferences and you connect because they are such great people. That is what's really neat about YouTube, the community, the people you meet. Uh, I get in here and have conversations with plumbers all the time. Man, they get in it and do lives and have conversations with people on YouTube, content creators, people that want to learn how to grow, how to monetize. And man, it all starts with bringing value. And that's what we try to do right here. So I do appreciate y'all dropping in. Carlos, you made a great and informational content. Keep it up. I appreciate that very much. Jason Smith, you hope Greg Abbott appoints new members to the Texas State Board. I'll tell you what, Greg, or I'll tell you what, Jason, I do too. I have called his office. I've applied to be on the board. I have done a lot of different things. But guys, at the end of the day, I'm a plumber. And they don't let me go down and say, hey, look, y'all have to do this. You have to do this. All I can do is what I can do. I've contacted them. I've contacted the Texas State Board. I've contacted the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Now, we have been all over the place trying to make things better. And, I know that MLO 760 you asked a while ago, how do you show your support? Look, guys, if y'all are plumbers in Texas, show up at the rallies when we have them. And I've got a feeling there's going to be another one. If you're, man, I don't know what happened. I'm assuming that we're still going. My timer quit counting. So I don't know if we're still going or not, but I'm assuming that we are. So, my thing is, if you want to show your support, number one, call your state senators and representatives. Tell them you have a plumbing license. You want to keep it. You want to protect it. You want to do what needs to be done. If you're not in Texas and you like what I'm doing, call the governor's office and tell them, say, hey, look, I don't know if it's doing it or not. I'm getting a wheel turning, so we may be dead. Do it that way. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if I've been going or not. I'm trying to see. I've got Julie Wakefield in the house. How do you get into the union if you're get into plumbing if you're not union? You actually start applying for jobs. Look, she knows that. No, go down to here's what I tell people. If you want to be a residential service plumber, watch TV, see who's running commercials. Go apply for jobs with them. And when you apply for a job, one of my favorite questions during a job or during an interview is, what do you bring to me? Meaning, how are you going to train me? How are you going to educate me? How are you going to make me a better plumber? And to me, that's really a big deal. And I love it when I get people that come in that it's not just about me. I can tell you, look, here's what I'm looking for. Here's what I need. Here's what I'm trying to find. But I love it when I get that either apprentice or the tradesman or journeyman, whatever, that says, look, I want to be a better plumber. What are you going to do to help get me there? And to me, that is a really, really big deal. So I love it. Joe got a new subscriber. I love that. Cody Dixonify. I appreciate it. I figured it out. Yeah, I think I hit a button. I got kind of a funny mouse here, and I hit a button, and all of a sudden it popped up on a screen and said, "Do you want to leave?" So I'm gonna scroll back up here and go through some questions real quick. Let me see. Thank you. Didn't mean to take any attention away from the. Oh no, you're great, man. I appreciate. Y'all are fantastic. Talk about killing it. Fantastic. Super J. Guys, politicians are shady. They will wait to the last minute to make a decision. And here's the deal, and I don't know that they're shady, that they've got an agenda. And look, we've got an agenda as plumbers. So they do have an agenda. And my big thing is, that's great as long as their agenda is trying to do whatever is the best thing for plumbers and homeowners in the state of Texas. Because at the end of the day, those are the citizens of Texas that y'all are asked to protect, look over, help, whatever the case may be. So, man, that's huge for me. Uh, all right, here we go. Carson Joseph. Hey, sir, I'm 18 years old, 6 months in an apprentice, new construction. This may be way down the line, but you want to own a service plumbing company. Where do you start? Carson Joseph, you're in the right spot. I'm kind of like you. I started out doing commercial. It was, and my story is, I tell people all the time, I started out commercial, non union, and new construction. It was a big remodel. And now I'm residential, service, union. So, man, just because you start out somewhere doesn't mean that's where you've got to be. I've got a free mini course in my videos. Find it, click onto it, go over there, and it'll talk to you about residential and commercial, service and new construction, union and non union. And it just kind of explains it to you. And the good thing about me, I've done it all. So the fact that I've done it all and can explain it openly and honestly, it doesn't matter to me where you go. It just matters to me that you understand there's opportunity out there in places that you can go to learn what kind of plumber you want to be. And I think that's the best part. All right, we're looking good. Yeah, we are planning on another rally, I promise. Uh Ryan Laframbo, Ryan Laframbo's. Hi, Roger. Going to be opening up a plumbing shop in spring. Oh, in the spring. Any advice on attracting clients? Yeah. Get out in front of them. Where at a spring, I'm assuming you're talking Spring, Texas. Uh, isn't spring outside of Houston? If so, you need to get in touch with Master Networks Houston. We are, man, there's Master Networks networking, whether you're networking online, whether you're networking in real life, guys, learn networking. And Master Networks has been great. If Julie's still in here, been great for Julie and I both to help us grow our businesses. And man, you can't beat it. Anyway, we're helping set up Houston and get some stuff going on down there. So if you need anything at all from us, let us know. All right. Good. MLO 760, you have a pick with me at the last one. Me too. I appreciate that. Paul Peck, thank you, brother. Super J, no license in Texas. It would be Shark Bite Central. God, isn't that the truth? That is just scary, but yes, sir, you are right. Okay. One more question. Man, I know I keep saying that. Carson Joseph, thank you, sir. You appreciate the detailed response. Absolutely. Julie, there needs to be a way to license plumbers in less time. And I agree with you. And I think that that's going to be big. It's really neat. I got to go down a couple of weeks ago and have lunch with Brian Francis, the executive director of TDLR. And look, him and Lisa, man, these are good people. And they are both trying to look out for what's the best for the people in the state of Texas. So I know where I think we'd be best, but I tell you what, I don't know that it's going to end up there. But I tell you what, if we do end up with our license under Brian Francis, I'm telling you, this guy wants to do the right thing. So I don't think it'll be as bad as I thought it would whenever I first found out about it. Benji Travis, it's 5. You got to get out of here. I know. Benji, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. It is so great. And, Benji Travis is another one, guys. There are certain people that have jumped in here today that are phenomenal. Video influencers, Benji Travis, Paul Peck, the Urban Explorer, Christina Smallhorn, Juliet Miranda. Guys, man, I am so blessed to have the people, the connections in my life that have helped me get to where I've got to on YouTube, on LinkedIn, just in social media. I get to stand here and talk to y'all about plumbing because of things, Benji Travis wrote an amazing book, YouTube Secrets. I started to say it's right here, but it's not. It's over in my office. And guys, this is one of those books I've not just read not once, not twice, but I also listened to the audio book twice. And every time I go through it, I learn something new. So it's phenomenal. Benji, it's great having y'all in here. Thank you so much. Carson, you got it, man. Eric Cortez, after you receive your journeyman, sorry, it just jumped. Your journeyman license, what do you do next in order to start your own plumbing company? Eric, where are you located? If you're here in Texas, you've got to get your master license. Master license is required to contract and do work for people. If you have not gone through a DOL training program, you're going to have your journeyman for 4 years. If you did go through a DOL, you've only got to wait a year, and then you can get your master's. And man, it's a good deal. Yes, Julie, you're right. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. All right. Keep going to videos. Man, I love it. Thank you very much. Sonette, you're a journeyman plumber from California, local 364. The wife wants to move to Texas, but you worry about getting into work out there. We're likely to land work as a traveling plumber for the union. Okay, so are you still in the union? And what kind of license do you have in California? Do you have any type plumbing license? If not, start getting your hours together. If you're a plumber in California, they can get you a provisional license here. It's really easy to do. You contact the Texas State Board, the plumbing company that you're going to work for, they can work it out. I've actually talked to Lisa Hill about this just the other day. Matter of fact, called her when I was in or she called me when I was in California. Told her that I had questions. Guys, look, the people in Texas want to do the right thing to help you get here and go to work. But we also want to make sure that we've got great people coming in here and that are going to do things right. We don't want to just give a plumbing license to people that don't understand plumbing. So it really is a big deal. And whether it's Lisa or whether it's Brian, whether it's the Texas State Board or TDLR, man, they want to make sure they get the right people in here. All right. Paul Peck. Cody, hey, man. Just wanted to send the love from UA Local 110, Norfolk, Virginia. So you have a great content. You've helped me be a better pipe fitter and plumber, helping homeowners appreciate what you do. I love that. So, Cody, tell me this. In Virginia, in Local 110, do y'all do residential service? I'm the only residential service provider here in Dallas. Most people are commercial, big full-blown plumbing companies. And again, as you can tell, I'm kind of dirty today. I just crawled out from under a 54-foot tunnel up under a house doing a sewer repair. So Paul Peck, again, for the mini course, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Eric Cortez, located in California. Oh, no. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Carson, God bless you, brother. I do appreciate y'all coming in. I really do. Paul Peck, Carson Joseph, good night. Carlos Escobedo, just want to know around when you're going to live stream next. Okay, Carlos, I try to do the live streams every Monday, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Paul Peck does 1 or 2 o'clock Central Standard Time on Sunday. Paul, you getting back into that anytime soon? Yeah, 4 o'clock Central Standard to 5 o'clock. Because right now it's 5:15. At least I think that's what time it is. Yes. So anyway, guys, look, I've had a long day. I hadn't got to eat lunch yet. I hadn't got to eat breakfast yet. So I'm going to get out of here. I want to say thank you to Paul Peck, Neil, the Urban Explorer, Will, the moderators, for being in here. Thank you so much for Video Influencers and Benji Travis for coming in. Christina Smallhorn, thank you. Juliet Miranda and the amazing Julie Wakefield. Guys, I really do appreciate it. I have fun doing this. Again, if you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and share it. Tell somebody else about it if you think there's something there that can benefit them. Anyway, I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.